Yeah, to Lilibet. He's the godfather to Lilibet. Tyler Perry, sort of a billionaire, who actually provided Harry and Meghan with somewhere to live when they first came to LA from Canada. He was sued by an actor for sexual harassment. Obviously, no one is saying for a second that this is necessarily true or not true, but it did happen.
Tyler Perry was never supposed to be the ticking time bomb in Meghan and Harry's royal escape plan. But here we are. When the palace slammed its gilded gates, Perry swung his Beverly Hills mansion wide open, handing them bodyguards, privacy, and a fresh Hollywood throne to sit on. He wasn't just a savior, he was family, crowned with the sacred godfather title to their daughter. For a while, it was the ultimate fairy tale, a billionaire protector, a royal scandal, and two runaway royals spinning their own happily ever after. But fairy dust fades fast in Hollywood, especially when a $260 million lawsuit crashes the party. Now, the same man who saved the Sussexes might be the one to expose the cracks in their perfect brand, because buried deep in Tyler Perry's vault isn't just dusty family photos. It's tearful confessions, whispered secrets, and a single ironclad clause that could blow up everything Meghan spent years curating. And the wildest part, she might have handed him the match herself.
He's being pursued for $260 million for compensation over allegations that his lawyer insists are a shakedown. But quite a big event. And this happened last week. No word whatsoever.
Long before the lawsuits and the ghosting, Tyler Perry was the ultimate Hollywood lifeline. When Harry and Meghan ripped up the royal rulebook and bolted from Britain in a storm of scandal, they didn't run into the arms of another palace. They ran straight into Tyler's. The world saw headlines about private jets and secret hideaways, but few grasped just how deep Perry's help went. He didn't just hand them keys to a Beverly Hills fortress. He gave them something even the crown couldn't offer: total control. No prying royal courtiers, no leaked palace briefings, just 6 acres of privacy guarded by Perry's own security team. And he didn't stop there. He flew them across states on his private jet, shielded them from paparazzi, and made sure the world only saw what Harry and Meghan wanted it to see. In return, Perry got more than gratitude. He got a royal title money can't buy.
This friendship has been incredibly beneficial for one party, and that's Harry and Meghan. Look, in Hollywood, support can shape public opinion. We've seen it with O.J. Simpson, Martha Stewart, Hugh Grant. Strategically placed loyalty can mean survival. If Harry and Meghan backed Perry, it could encourage others to do the same.
When Meghan named him godfather to baby Lilibet, it wasn't just sentimental. In royal terms, that gesture is sacred, a sign you're trusted beyond staff or friends. For Perry, it sealed him in as chosen family. And for Harry and Meghan, it broadcast the message loud and clear. We don't need the crown. We have Hollywood's king. But every Hollywood fairy tale comes with a plot twist. And for Tyler Perry, it arrived with a single lawsuit that changed everything overnight. Out of nowhere, actor Derek Dixon slapped Perry with a jaw-dropping $260 million civil suit, accusing him of running a toxic, intimidating work environment that crushed careers behind the scenes. For a man who built his billion-dollar empire on feel-good movies and uplifting stories, the allegations hit like a wrecking ball. Suddenly, the beloved Hollywood godfather was being painted as a tyrant in a power suit, and the headlines smelled blood. And Meghan? She didn't post a statement. She didn't say a word. Instead, she did what her critics claim she does best when a storm brews too close: vanish it.
But instead, their silence feels like pure self-preservation. Meghan has time to post 4-year-old twerking videos and promote rosé or jam, but no time to acknowledge a man who gave her so much. The more she speaks, the louder the accusations of narcissism get.
Within hours of the news breaking, Perry's name disappeared from Meghan's carefully manicured feeds. No more nostalgic reels of baby gifts and smiling selfies. No more glowing captions about Uncle Tyler. Even Princess Lilibet's Wikipedia entry didn't escape the rewrite. Perry's godfather status quietly swapped from is to was. But the internet never forgets. Screenshots spread like wildfire. "Where's Uncle Tyler?" trended faster than any royal baby photo. And while Meghan's team stayed silent, Tyler Perry's vault of private memories stayed very, very full. And suddenly, very, very valuable. While Meghan's team scrambled to scrub every trace of Tyler Perry from her story, they missed one crucial detail, buried deep in the paperwork that made Perry's mansion their fortress in the first place. It wasn't just a standard celebrity NDA. This one had teeth. Every guest who stayed behind those guarded gates signed a confidentiality agreement, the usual Hollywood hush-up, no leaks, no posts, no backstabbing tabloid deals. But hidden in that fine print was a clause so sharp it now feels like it was written for this exact moment. If either side publicly disowns the other, the non-breaching party gets the legal green light to break the silence. And not just with polite statements. They can talk freely, defend their reputation, and share receipts to set the record straight.
No, she doesn't talk about charity plugs or concern about what's happening in the world right now, just brand promotion and affiliate links. Perry says he's innocent. Maybe he is, but Harry and Meghan haven't even leaked support to the press.
Yeah.
So, when Meghan's digital purge erased Perry's godfather status overnight, insiders say she may have triggered the very trapdoor she thought she'd locked forever. Now Perry holds the keys to every whispered confession, every desperate late-night call, every tense strategy talk that unfolded in his living room, while the world thought the Sussexes were living their best fairy tale, and rumor has it, he's not afraid to use them. Tyler Perry isn't just sitting on a few awkward selfies and holiday snaps, he's sitting on a vault of raw moments that could torch the Sussex fairy tale in seconds. Emails, voice notes, late-night texts, drafts of PR statements scribbled out on his kitchen counter while Harry paced the floor. He's got snapshots of breakdowns no royal press team ever saw, whispered phone calls about deals, headlines, betrayals, and how to spin the perfect poor us narrative for Netflix. Insiders say Perry kept it all, not because he didn't trust them back then, but because in Hollywood, you don't get burned twice without learning to keep receipts. And now, producers are circling like sharks. Big networks see dollar signs and blockbuster ratings. One executive even joked this could out-Oprah Oprah, the kind of bombshell sit-down that makes history and flips the power script on the royal rebels who thought they'd mastered their own spin.
A favorite Sussex pastime. I just want to say it's not the first time Harry's distanced himself from controversy. It's worth noting that he took a similar approach when it came to Prince Andrew. When Harry was duped into a phone call by two Russian YouTubers posing as climate activist Greta Thunberg, he distanced himself from Andrew and the Jeffrey Epstein scandal by saying, "I have very little to say on that, but whatever he has done."
While Meghan's team scrambles to drown out the noise with curated posts about garden teas and wellness candles, Perry's legal advisors know exactly what they're holding: a front row ticket to the real story, one that could reframe Meghan from victim to master strategist in a single broadcast. And the offers? They're not slowing down, they're multiplying, because Hollywood loves a comeback, but it worships a betrayal even more. Behind the scenes, Meghan's team is doing everything short of waving a white flag. The moment Perry's legal loophole started buzzing in insider circles, her crisis PR machine shifted into overdrive. Instagram grids turned pastel and polished overnight. Garden parties, wellness tips, curated recipes, a soft, soothing feed designed to drown out the shark frenzy brewing just beyond her smiling snapshots. But the internet wasn't fooled. Every floral tea post only attracted more comments. "Where's Uncle Tyler?" Sponsors took notice too. One high-end fashion house quietly paused its partnership, waiting to see if the fallout turns toxic. Meghan's people are working phones non-stop, trying to plug leaks and reassure jittery brands that everything's fine. But the silence is speaking louder than any wellness caption ever could. To the public, ghosting your own child's godfather the second he becomes inconvenient doesn't scream loyalty, it screams damage control.
He's being pursued for $260 million for compensation over allegations that his lawyer insists are a shakedown. But quite a big event, and this happened last week. No word whatsoever.
And for a woman who's built her billion-dollar rebrand on empowerment, truth, and chosen family, that single digital erasure may have cracked her entire fairy tale wide open. And the worst part? Tyler Perry hasn't even said a word yet. While Meghan orchestrates the cover-up, Harry is stuck in the crossfire, and it's tearing him apart. Friends close to him say he's unraveling behind the scenes. Furious one minute, numb the next. Because no matter how slick Meghan's strategy looks on the outside, Harry knows the truth on the inside. Tyler Perry didn't just give them a spare mansion. He gave Harry a lifeline when his own father wouldn't pick up the phone. When the royal gates slammed shut and security was stripped away, it was Perry who threw open his. That kind of help doesn't disappear with a single Instagram purge. And deep down, Harry knows it. But he also knows Meghan's rules. No loose ends, no liabilities that could drag the brand under if they ever talk. And Tyler Perry, with his vault of secrets and a legally unchained tongue, is now the biggest liability of all. So, Harry watches the fortress they built on Perry's trust crack apart brick by brick. His old military friends, once fiercely loyal, have started whispering about the Sussex pattern. Every friendship, every insider, every chosen family member cut off when they become inconvenient. It's a betrayal loop Harry's seeing clearer every day.
Harry and Meghan's daughter, Lily, his goddaughter. Obviously, I was unhappy with the way he went after the British royal family in Harry and Meghan's Netflix series. That really upset me. Tyler Perry was one of the few A-listers who loudly defended Harry and Meghan after the Oprah interview.
And the longer Perry stays silent, the more everyone wonders when he'll snap that silence in two. Because if he does, Harry's not just losing an ally. He's losing the final piece of the story that kept him safe when his royal world turned its back. If Tyler Perry decides to break his silence, it won't just be another juicy royal exposé. It'll be a sledgehammer to the entire fairy tale Harry and Meghan have spent years selling to the world. Because Perry doesn't just have gossip, he has context. Real, raw, time-stamped context that could flip the narrative from Meghan the wrong Duchess to Meghan the master manipulator. One well-placed voice note, one late-night rant, one slip that shows how carefully every sob story was packaged for maximum sympathy. And the Sussex brand might never recover. It's not just about Hollywood PR either. Meghan's shiny new empire, the lifestyle brand, the podcast deals, the skincare lines, all hang on the same thread: trust. And trust dies the second receipts hit the internet. Meanwhile, the palace is all too happy to stand back and watch the Sussex House of Cards tremble. Royal insiders who once called Harry reckless for Hollywood ties are smugly repeating, "We told you so." Even Meghan's old inner circle, Jessica Mulroney, Serena Williams, Oprah, are keeping their distance, letting Perry become the cautionary tale no one wants to be part of. And Hollywood's taking notes. Because if Tyler Perry, the man who gave them shelter, security, and silence, can get cut out and scrubbed like a PR blemish, what does that say to every other brand, producer, and billionaire who thought they were safe in Meghan's orbit? One mic, one interview, one story from Tyler Perry, and the message is clear. No narrative is bulletproof when the receipts come calling. So now Hollywood's watching, waiting for Tyler Perry's next move like it's the final act of a royal soap opera. The calls keep flooding into his team. Networks ready to sign blank checks for a single, unfiltered sit-down that could outshine Oprah's couch and rewrite Meghan and Harry's story in real time. Insiders say Perry's holding back, weighing every offer, every headline, every calculated silence from Meghan's camp, but he knows something they underestimated. In this town, trust is currency. And erasing the man who saved your family overnight isn't just betrayal, it's branding suicide. If Perry talks, he won't just burn bridges. He'll set the whole kingdom of carefully staged Instagram reels, pastel brand deals, and curated podcast confessions on fire. And once the real receipts come out, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle. Not for Meghan's empire, not for Harry's peace of mind, not for the fairy tale they once sold so perfectly. The question isn't if Tyler Perry can blow it all up. It's whether Meghan's cold silence pushed him far enough to finally strike the match. And if he does, the Sussex story we thought we knew won't just crack, it'll shatter. The wildest part? This isn't just about Harry and Meghan anymore. If Perry steps forward, he sets a precedent every celebrity puppet master fears. That no carefully crafted narrative is safe when the trusted insider decides the truth is worth more than the silence. Other power players are watching this showdown like a cautionary tale. Managers, brand handlers, Hollywood fixers, they all know what happens when the person you ghost has better lawyers and bigger files than you do. It's a reminder that the real power in the room is rarely the loudest. It's the one quietly saving every text, every voice note, every promise that was never meant to see daylight. so Meghan can flood her feeds with sunshine, recipes, and staged perfection. Harry can bury himself in brand deals and public appearances. But behind the curtain, that single clause Perry holds is the domino no one wants to see fall, because once it tips, it won't just rewrite a royal fairy tale. It might just teach Hollywood's biggest names that sometimes the price of betrayal is paid in full, on camera, unfiltered, and impossible to take back. If you want the unfiltered truth they don't want you to hear, hit subscribe, tap that bell, and stay tuned. This story is only getting messier,